Okay. So let's assume that, thank you. So let's assume someone says 17 days is too long of a conference. An hour and 15 minutes is too long for a panel. I'm only interested in 2 minutes total is all I'm willing to listen to out of the whole 17 days. I'll listen to one question, and it's to you guys. And the simple question is, what are the most effective evidence-based dietary and lifestyle strategies for lowering my risk of cancer, dementia, heart disease, kidney disease? That's the question. They don't want a motivational speech. They don't want a theory. They want to know exactly what are the most powerful things you know, number one, number two, number three, as best as possible, to guide them for their life. What are the principles that, with diet or lifestyle, that you consider the core things that everyone who wants to stay healthy and prevent disease should be doing?
Sounds good. You want me to go first?
Oh, please, Dr. Stoll.
All right. So I've been doing this more than 20, almost 25 years now. And if I had to just simplify this down, and I might slip in a fourth one, I might have to slip in a fourth one, but
take as many as you want, as many steps as you want.
The most, I'm going to start in a little different place, and I'm going to end where I think we all would begin, which is the plant-based diet. I really want to begin with one of the most important things for transforming your life is to begin thinking differently about yourself and about the world. It's changing our mindsets and our beliefs, one, into what is possible, and opening up with awareness and consciousness that food is more powerful and our lifestyle is far more powerful than we have ever imagined. And just to allow yourself the opportunity to begin receiving that information and allowing yourself the opportunity to begin changing your lifestyle. I've seen through the years that once we begin to think differently about ourselves, we start changing our identity a little bit and begin appreciating ourselves and looking into the future and envisioning a future healthy self, we get drawn through the process of transforming our lifestyle. If we're simply trying to approach our lifestyle like the diet industry does today, which is reductionistic, eat this, don't eat that, and it becomes this rule-based life that's not sustainable. We want to have the same level of enthusiasm that Doug has, that Dr. Furman, that T. Colin Campbell. It's the enthusiasm that comes out because they see life through a different lens. And I just want to encourage everyone to start there, because that's what makes this journey fun and exciting. And it helps to actually create hope. When we turn on hope in our brains, it actually turns on the frontal part of our brain that begins seeing a strategy, tactics, and overcoming challenges. So that's the first part. The second part, number two, the foundation is food. I love, and I'm going to talk about them now in just a minute, nutrition, fitness, stress, and sleep. But truly, the way to prevent and suspend reverse disease is with a vibrant, whole food, plant-based diet, abundant in those darker colored fruits, vegetables, beans, lentils, abundant sprouts, mushrooms. That is the core. I've worked with so many people, thousands and thousands of people through the years, and the diet, even in the absence of some of these other lifestyle factors, consistently optimizes the body systems that are necessary to prevent, suspend, and reverse disease. And we see it at our immersions every single year that in 1 week's time, so many things get better when we give the body the right food and the right opportunity to begin regenerating itself. Number three is stress. That is the one that can undermine so many aspects of our life, because we've all been there. And I've been in stressful situations and gone through some really hard times. And, it becomes difficult to even shop, cook, know what to manage. But if you just begin understanding some basic management of stress, have a core community of people that will support and encourage you, practice some deep breathing every day, find purpose and meaning in your life. Those will help you get through the stressful times, will help to mitigate the effects of stress and the cortisol. And if you're in chronic stress, cortisol will drive up the cravings for carbohydrates. So learning some stress management is really essential. Next is finding ways to move in life more. And I also want to kind of dispel the ideas around exercise and movement. Find something you love to do and do it as often as possible. I also love to teach people how to redeem the time. Sometimes we say, I don't have enough time for exercise. There's always time to squeeze in something. I teach people to do isometric exercises. I call them redeem the time, where you're just using your body as a gym. You can talk on the phone and do a wall sit. You can do a lunge while you're talking on the phone. You can walk over lunch. There's lots of ways to redeem the time to just movement into your life. And the simplest way, if you're not moving, to start is just add in 2 minutes a day of doing something. And that little bit of success over time will help you to build a consistent movement lifestyle over time. And then finally, the other one that is really important is sleep. We often forget about sleep, but sleep is an important regenerative component of our lifestyle. Between the hours of about 12 and 3 a.m., our body goes through a regenerative cycle. And if we miss that window, we miss the body's opportunity to begin regenerating and healing itself. Also, when we don't sleep, our hormones get out of whack, things like prolactin that drive up carbohydrate cravings and will cause us to make different decisions than we would have made had we been rested. So work on your sleep hygiene, because that's more important than we might realize. Turn off these phones, turn off the television, no televisions in the room, do something quiet and get a good night's sleep. And that little section that I just have run through with lifestyle, if you practice that on a consistent basis, I promise you, you will be healthier, more vibrant, stronger than you ever imagined, and your body will be optimally disease resistant, and you will experience a more wonderful life.
Thank you
Wow,
very
I'm
much.
in.
Go ahead, Doug.
Okay, no, I just want to just bow to Dr. Stoll for that. That was very, very powerful. So, in my world, it's almost similar, is that I believe we are in an abundant environment, and that the nature will provide for us. And what we need to do is stop sabotaging and leaning in. So I'm a huge proponent of being in nature and being out, and just being out away from cities, away from noise, away from Wi-Fi and technologies, and being with nature, because nature whispers, right? And intuition whispers. And if you're in the rat race, which I was in for many, many years, and workaholism, I never heard my own thoughts. I was just on this someone else's agenda. I was someone else's, cog in someone else's wheel. And I was just doing my best to kind of keep up. And when I got to nature and I saw the abundance of nature, it was liberating, and I felt free. And the intuition, whether you believe in it or not, it's very real. Like, anyone can walk into a room and feel the energy of tense hostility, or if people were fighting. Even if they're not fighting now, you can feel the hostility. So there's subtle energies. And if you are in nature, you will just feel better breathing in the fresh air. You'll be inspired to walk more and to do things. So I'd say get into nature. The second thing is, I think it's a no-brainer to go plant-based, or start stacking as many plants as you can into your diet as you can afford. And sprouts are very easy to stack them in. But I think and I don't know if we'll have time, but I'd love to ask Dr. Stoll what he thinks going on with this propaganda of carnivore diet and keto, and how many years it's going to take for the fallout, of this, and the the boomerang effect. But I really believe wholeheartedly that the source of all nutrition is plants, and it's the most direct source. So getting through, animals or through dairy or through fish, it's just very, very inefficient. And the overhead that the body has to take to process that, to extract that nutrition, is not worth it. Environmentally, it's a catastrophe. Somehow there's enough food to feed 80 billion farm animals, plants, but there's not enough to feed 8 billion humans, plants, where we're still, people are living in food insecure environments. So it's just so backwards and really cruel to the environment, to the world, and to the animals. So I think just going plant-based, and if you don't know how to do it, there's so many resources and so many people would love to help and support you with that. And then, as Dr. Stoll was talking about, the obvious and intuitive part of having organic versus sprayed, right, chemicals, like we don't have a shortage of deficiency. You may have a deficiency of vitamin B12. You don't have a deficiency of glyphosate, or any of the other pesticides, herbicides, fungicides that are designed to kill, that even the trace amounts of those going into our body are harsh. And it's expensive to go buy organic vegetables in the supermarket, but if you can grow them on your own for pennies a serving, that removes that barrier. But I'm really pro plants, I'm pro living. And then probably the most important thing, and it's not in any order, is really about having love in your heart. Like just, love yourself, love your friends, love your family, love everyone. Like I want to avoid conflict and just start loving. And, an exercise that I do and that everyone here can do it, it's free, is walk down the street and to yourself, smile and say, I love you. So you don't want to be a creeper going down saying, I love you to strangers, but in your own mind, just the practice of saying, I love you to people, whether they're homeless, whether they're in a suit, whether they're in a Tesla or a Prius, doesn't matter, the bus driver, just start to share your love and share the gratitude. And then you will be lifting yourself into this abundant universe consciousness of gratitude, because that love will flow.
Thank you, Doug. Okay, well, I want to thank both of you for sharing your wisdom of all these years and your passion and your intelligence and your experience. It's really, I consider it an unbelievable shortcut. I mean, I can't speak for other people, but I don't want to spend the next 20 years trying to figure things out when there are people like you both who've already done the research and spent the years and are volunteering to pass it on to us for free. Very grateful to both of you for that. If we could unmute everyone so everyone else can acknowledge and thank you as well.
Amen.
In the
Thank
summer
you
part
so
of
much.
us.
This was so
Thank you.
interesting.
Enthusiasm.
Love you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.